Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Automated Marketing Assistant number 2, trying to maximize your AMA. Hopefully everyone that's in attendance today is using AMA or has used in the past and wants to use again. My name is Lainesse, and I'm the head here of the AMA department. Today we're going to go through a little bit of settings, also show you the command center, some of the new features that are coming, which I just had a meeting about an hour ago. Some of the new features that are coming that are exciting are going to be more, a lot better user-friendly updates. Also where you're going to add letters and so all kinds of different things. So really excited about the command center. I could probably just sit here and talk about that for the next 2 hours, but we'll go into a little bit more of your settings and make sure that you're maximizing your AMA settings and know some of the things that you can take advantage of with those settings. So, so here we go. So again, we have everything with AMA from top to bottom, from a canceled drip to all the way to our command center, and also adding that before service text that can also be used as a call ahead. So basically, we want to always make sure that you have a reply email. We just have an incident today that it cannot be a Yahoo or an AOL account. The reason for that is because Yahoo and AOL don't allow third-party sending. And obviously, we are a third party for you sending your emails. So the reply email cannot be an AOL or a Yahoo. The branch manager is important if you want that branch manager to be the signature on all the communication. You can go into all the letter setups and put in your own signature for each, and then let us know which ones you have added it to. So that way we can make sure that we're not using the branch manager as a signature for that particular product. And when I talk about AMA products, that's each individual letter or email that we send out for you. So again, in the letter setup, it is very important that at least once a year or maybe every couple months that you take a look at your offer lines, your offers to the customer. There will be an offer for the cancels, for the estimate follow-up, and also the estimate rejected. All the other ones are the discounts or prepaid discounts and things like that are actually pulled from CAW. So making sure that your offer line 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are consistent to what you're doing, maybe as a mailer or what you're doing on the internet as special offers. It's kind of nice to match those offers in AMA and also what else you might be doing. Expiration date is whatever you feel. We have an expiration date of 30 days as a norm. We also have the disclaimer, which most disclaimers do state that discount applies at the end of service year and the full program is required. As you can see there on the letter that is highlighted, it shows where that discount is going to show on the letter, which is an open face envelope. On the email, it's going to be at the very top, as you can see there. So it's going to be right there at the very top of that email. And so this is a canceled email. This is the only one that we don't have interaction with CAW. The reason for that is that because customers are not able to cancel their account in CAW, they're also not able to activate their account from canceled in CAW. So they do need to contact you. So that's why we have the links or the reply. And that will go directly into you. Of course, going into your setup with your cancel reason and then the proper communication that you would want sent for that reason is going to be what you're going to look at. Again, these are yearly maintenance tips pretty much today that we're going to do. I get a lot of phone calls from you guys that I don't remember what my settings are. I don't remember what my timing is. So going into Service Assistant at some of these areas is nice to kind of refresh, for what reason we would send a canceled customer. You probably still need to call me until we get all those settings in the command center on what status we would send for. Most times it is number 6 and number 7, but we did recently get one customer that is actually using number 5. So again, number 6 and number 7, there we have it in the letter setup, in the letter setup that it would not send the letter if they had an email on file, or we can go ahead and send that letter regardless if they have an email or not. We can generate that signature with the use of the auto generate. So this is a utility that that everyone, when I talk or ask you these questions, or David, when we do the setup and also some of the settings when you ask us, this is the utility that we go into to find out. So when we ask you if it's a residential only, or if you want to use a signature, or do you want to send both communication or just a letter if they don't have an email. So all those settings are here. The settings for the estimate no contact is actually set up on your end. So in the number 2 and number 3, you'll see a sub-service letter, which is now called AMA or subscription services. There, you're going to go ahead and put in that estimate no contact, where that is going to be the communication that's sent for either number 2 or number 3 for X amount of days that you want. In our settings on the utility, so we choose the setting, we choose the customer status, which could be anything from 0 to 9. Usually it's a number 2, 3, and sometimes number 9. And then, but the program job setting is always going to be a number 2 or number 3, or both. We also set the number of days, and now, of course, we have 0 as the number of days that we can send this email, which means that this can actually be used as your proposal, okay? Which is really nice, and a lot of folks have taken advantage of it, and I believe that it's working very, very well for them. Then we have our estimate rejected, kind of like the canceled, where you're going to go into your settings in Real Green, which is under data, under customer parameter, under reject reasons. This is where you're going to, again, add the communication that's sent out for your customers that reject your offer or never get back with you. Of course, we are now showing the services that were estimated. So if you're not set up with that template, or if you don't know, make sure you get a hold of us, David or myself, at ama@realgreen.com, or you can place a ticket online at the AMA or Automated Marketing Assistant, or go ahead and place a ticket with Hope, and she'll get it to our call log. Then we have our new sale confirmation. This is a pretty simple concept. All you need to do is make sure that in your services you have the send conf letter checked off, and the same thing with your programs. We do have a setting in there that we can go ahead and send for special jobs. Most people do this with the email, but with the letter, we would do that only when a customer buys a program, and also jobs will we ever include the jobs. But it's nice as an email that's not very expensive to have a record of everything that's sold, so that way if there's ever a conflict for those pennies, it's well worth it, to know exactly what the customer is looking at. Again, with the email, most people are checking that to go ahead and send for special job, even if there's no program sold with it. So the email is generated by that checkbox that says send conf letter in the program and also in special jobs. So the setup for the condition codes, this is kind of the important one because just about everybody's doing the after service email. The settings in here is to make sure that you have, first of all, your description, because the customer is going to see that description of that condition code. Send letter with the text being in the estimate sales text for the letter. And of course, we can have the letter setting saying that we are only going to send the letter if they don't have an email. Then you have your suggested service. You can add your discount, but one of the most important things is to make sure that you have the email box checked. This is how we're going to know to go ahead and include that onto the after service email. Okay, so the most important thing that if you're doing the after service email is to make sure that you have the email box checked all the way to the right in your condition codes, which is found under data, under product parameter, under conditions, and then condition codes. The wording on the email comes from the customer action. So you can have different wording going out for the letter as what you have going out on the email. Lots of settings, lots of new settings in the after service email. We now are showing the employee information panel, which means that we can show their image and their bio. We can also show the invoice link. We can show the invoice, the summary report from CAW, which is basically everything that you add, like all your product usage, your notes, your weather, everything that's added in production is on that sheet. So if there's added information that you want your customers to see, we can always add that link. So that way it takes them right into CAW where they'll see all that information. But right on the email itself, we can put in the weather condition. We can show the product usage. We can show the tech notes. We can use the signature. We can have it go out to residential only. We can exclude certain payment types, exclude group billing. And then we can also include the promotional panel. I don't really recommend this, but if you want, we can do that, which means that not only when there's no condition codes are we going to show the promotion, but we can go ahead and show that promotion always. The after service email has a special feature, which is in the letter setup. This is in the plain text under the SS_ after service email. If it does state, do not remove, placeholder, do not remove, do not edit, that is no longer true. You can go ahead and edit that and put it in anything that you like, including services that are coming up. This will obviously have to be changed on a monthly basis. You can say thanks for being a valued customer or any other news that you want all your customers to receive. And that would go under the also ... which would be under the service. Okay, so the old look was with the gentleman with the jeans. The new look, we have removed the gentleman. We have added meet Jeff and their photo and their bio, and then also the tech notes and the weather condition and also that product usage. So in CAW, we do a couple setups. We want to make sure that you are aware of this, that if an email bounces, we do have it set up for the email bounce, and that will go to a call log, which usually goes into the CAW or website call log. We also want to make sure that in your free service text, it says free or maybe call for an estimate. So that means that anything that you don't have a price chart for, or that you don't have, or that you're given for free, it is going to say free. So you need to be careful with that, to not always say free, because it just may not have a price chart. And that would be the case for the command center or anything else that is a marketing So which means that we're pulling from the customer size and also the price chart. Before service email, the before service email, there's not a whole lot there that's new, except for we are showing the tech image in their bio. We do have a couple of new things that now it doesn't need to be pulled or it doesn't need to be invoiced for us to send that email out, that it just simply looks at the service date. The same thing would go, excuse me, the same thing would go with the before service text. Now, a couple of people know about this, but some don't. That actual wording underneath the service on the before service email actually has to be done in CAW. So you go into your service message. It'd be the last row on the right bottom, and you can go ahead and add your service message there. We don't want to take from the invoice because the invoice usually talks about what you have done. This is going to talk about more of what you're going to be doing. So especially with aeration, you may want to put a message there to flag their irrigation system or flag their invisible dog fence. So it is found here on the last row under the service, and then here you're going to go into the before service message. And what's nice about this is actually it's a Word document, so you can add a video and you can add different fonts, different sizes, different colors, so you can get pretty creative with that message, where most of the other stuff that we do through AMA is plain text, where this you actually have a little bit more free range of how to make that message look. If a customer clicks on the link to refer a friend, it will take them to the refer a friend page, which is another arm that we offer with Referral Assistant, where we're actually going to credit the account when the referrer gets someone to sign up and then also have their first service produced or first service is paid for or things like that. So we do have a nice program that will automate the referral process for you. So if you need information on that, you can reach me or Dan Walbaum, and we'll get you the proper quote. Auto pay takes them into the payment area where they can go ahead and set up their auto pay. Of course, pay your bill. This is where they're going to go and pay their bill. Contact us. So these are the links that are on all the emails. Everybody always asks, you know, when they first set up, where do these go? This is where they go. So it really guides customers directly into where you want them to go by either contacting you or paying their bill or setting up their account. They only need to set up their account once, and then they are automatically going to get put into whatever link or whatever page that you are guiding them to. Promotion link. So it takes them directly into that service and gives them a price for the price chart and the customer size. Promotion. So very important to set up promotions because they do show on the after service email, before service email, and also the payment reminder. Now, I probably wouldn't recommend doing a promotion on the fourth payment reminder, which is the one that kind of lets them know that you're going to take them into collections. But on the first two, I don't see a problem with it. You're just letting them know that life gets busy and, you know, you've done services on it properly at least. So it shouldn't upset the customer very much because they know they owe you money. And then also showing that promotion, you know, lets them know that you have services they may not know about. So here is the friendly email reminder. Nothing new on this. It is working like it's supposed to, and is working well. So we're very excited about this product, that this year is going to even get better on taking care of your AR. Don't forget, we do have an RSS feed. So this is the one thing that we don't usually talk about what we do have in my in all of the AMA presentations, it is a inbox, if you will. It is a link that you can put onto your emails. It would let you know when people open up their AMA emails. So that way you can see what they have open. You can see what links they clicked on. So if it's a sales potential, then you're going to be able to see that they had a specific condition code and they clicked on see technician's recommendation, which means that they're interested. So then they can go ahead and you can go ahead and give them a call to follow up on that and make that a sale. Command center. So here is some of the command center that we have. I thought we'd do a live demo of that command center on some of the new features so far, and then kind of explain a little bit of the other features that are coming soon. All right, so we are going to log in, and we do have several things that have the up arrow, which means that you don't have that service, but it is obtainable through Real Green Marketing. So all kinds of different things like my texting and my social and phone calls and QR generated and all those things. But you do have access to direct mail, which means that you can order your forms right from here. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. And then, of course, you have your AMA module. In your AMA module, all right, sorry about that. So in your AMA module, you have several things you can look at, and they're going to be adding several other things. So we are going to change this label to the actual campaign name. There is going to be a delete that is added. Also up here, you're going to have more analytics or stats, which will kind of go into more of a filter where right now it shows the last 30 days, and the map shows the last hour, where now it's going to be more controlled by you of days or months or even the whole year. So the live map I like to do it in the full screen. Sometimes it takes a second. And I'm on Wi-Fi over here, so I do apologize for that, but it'll be up here in just a moment. Here it comes. So here we can see that we have several people that have opened their email. So as you're clicking on these push pins, you can see who opened their email and what emails they opened up. So it's kind of nice to see exactly what they opened. And then here they'll let you know exactly, what is going on with that. So here's a prepay, okay? Or here's a, an estimate follow-up. Very nice. It's kind of nice to see what customers are opening up their email. And if you also subscribe to the RSS feed, not only will you be able to see what they have opened, but then it'll actually also show you the links that they open and everything that they clicked on as well. So as you saw there for a second, that there was a couple of push pins that kind of fell down, which was pretty cool. We also have templates, which now is just you can see that it says email, which is your email upsell. We have some for postcards, and then we also have some for newsletters. From now on, when you hit your template, it actually is going to ask you for the group that you want, and then it's going to display all of the templates in that group. When you highlight your cursor over that template, you're going to be able to view it in a larger screen, or also start your campaign right from there. So instead of getting out of there and then going to new campaign, it's going to take you directly into that startup of that campaign. So it will take you to kind of this page, where then it already knows that you wanted to do an email, postcard, or newsletter. So then it would ask you for the service. But here, it does ask you in this, they told me about 2 weeks, 3 weeks that the new update would be up. So I'm really excited about that. But here we can go ahead and choose what we want to do. If we want to do an email blast, do we want to do a newsletter or a postcard? Let's go ahead and do an email blast. And then here it's going to let us choose our service. I'm just going to choose a random one. And then it allows me to not be gray anymore. Now it's next, which is highlighted. As you can see, when things that you haven't done yet on the page, you haven't met the requirements, it doesn't allow you to move forward. In the new update, you'll have actually a like a wizard that lets you know page 1, 2, 3. It'll let you know how many pages you have, which I believe is 5 or 6. And then once you've done the first page, it goes to the next one. And then at the side, we'll have more like a cart. You know, your cart, your items in the cart, where you're going to be able to see them on the side on the exact dates, and as you're adding filters to them, or you're adding discounts, you're going to be able to see them instantly as well. So we just have the one date to make it a little bit easier. So we choose our category, which we're going to have other categories, and then we go ahead and choose what we want to sell. And I'm just going to use a mosquito. And we can go ahead and preview that from here. So here we're going to see that the image is going to add the logo. So this is more like a skeleton, where it's going to add the first name for us, the letter content, the service content, and also the total pricing. So it's kind of a skeleton of what it looks like. So most people don't spend a whole lot of time on that. So then you go ahead and pick your date. I'm going to go ahead and pick my birthday just for that. And then you're going to go ahead and add that template. You could add another one and make it a drip, where you're going to say general. And then you're also going to pick, say, mosquito number 2 or number 1, and then pick another date, maybe 7 days after that. So we're going to go ahead and choose. I was told that Tuesdays are the best day, so I'm going to go ahead and choose Tuesday the 9th. And then now you can go ahead and go to next. And as you can see now, you're going to have a drop down here. And what's nice about it is that this will be on the side in the new update, where you're going to see both dates in your shopping cart. So you're going to be able to know when you've met the requirements to move forward with those 2 dates. So here, as we enter that date and template, we're going to go ahead and choose our statuses of our customers. So let's just say we want to send this one to our active customers, residential only, that do not have the mosquito program yet. Here we can exclude flags. So any flags we want to exclude, we can go ahead and do that. And then anybody include flags and also exclude flags. And see, it says that it's the same flag. In the new update, it doesn't even allow you to choose it, but at least now it tells you, so that way you know that you can't include and exclude the same flag. So now we can see that it is still grayed out because I've only worked with one template. So then I would have to go into my second one, my second date, and let's go ahead and send this our estimate rejected and also our cancel call next year. So we can do that. And again, we can add whatever flags we want. We can also exclude programs. So if you had a gold mosquito and a bronze mosquito or a silver mosquito, you would want to exempt the certain ones you would want to exempt. But you do not need to exempt the actual service that you're trying to sell. That's going to be exempt automatically for you. So now, as you can see, I worked with both templates. So now it's giving me the go ahead and the go green and go ahead and move on to the next step. Again, choosing our template. So what's nice about the update as well is that it's going to allow you to have the discounts and also the settings apply to all. So that way you don't have to, if you have no, if like the one I had was, the first template was to our existing customers that don't have mosquito. Our second one was the existing, to estimate customers and also your cancel customers that don't have mosquito. So those were different. But if they're all the same and you're just doing a drip campaign where you're going to send this out every once a week for a month, then you can apply to all. So it's going to be a lot easier to set up your drip campaigns. Also here, we're going to be able to choose all services to get a specific discount or just one specific round. So we're just going to go ahead and pick one round for this one, but we could add that discount to all the rounds if we wanted to as well. So that's kind of a nice feature that we're going to have as an update. So trying to make it a little bit easier for you and a little bit more usable. We'll go ahead and add a discount to both of those. And now it gives us the green, go ahead. Here we're going to choose our template. We are going to allow you to create a new template. So new wording. So you can go ahead and get creative right from here. Everybody that I have set up, I have sent these SS underscore upsell emails. And I've probably sent to several times. So you can always use these. And what's nice right now that we have is that you are able to add it. Sorry, I have to choose our template first, or our date first. So you are able to add your template from what you have as a list in Real Green letter setup. You are able to add it and then edit. So you can edit that content. Whatever you change here in the next sync is going to be in Service Assistant. Whatever you change in Service Assistant with the next sync is going to update here as well. With the new letters, you're going to be able to add your own, and we're going to be able to use it right away. And then the next sync is going to show up in your letter setup. Okay. So please name them accordingly. I always like people to use the SS underscore, keep everything consistent, but you can name it whatever you like, as long as it makes sense to you and makes sense to me. So then we're going to go ahead and choose our next date. And again, we can choose that same letter content with the apply to all that's going to be on all the pages in the new update in the next few weeks to a month. Again, we can add that and edit that content as well. So then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the proofs. And there they are. So now it's not a skeleton anymore. Now it's actually adding that wording. It's adding Mr. Smith, and the billing address if it's different. To the side here, it's telling you exactly what the program is being sold, what template you're using, what's the date, what's the exclusion, inclusion, and also the status of that customer. What's nice about this is that it does have the services. Everything is $75. That's only per the proof, okay? So as you can see there, it goes from $75 to $65 on that last round because that's the discount I gave of that $10 off. And then want more information, it adds a call log that lets you know that this customer wants more information. Order now, it's going to let you know that this customer wants to order now. So then you can call a customer, because most of the time, even by guiding them to CAW, most people do call their customer to make sure that it's okay or that they meant to add that service. So to have it already as a call log, give them a call, confirm it. It's already activated, or it's already put into the system. So then you can go ahead and activate that. Then you would approve, depending on how many branches you have set up. And then you would go ahead and approve the next one. And we're also going to have an archive that we're adding to the command center as well. So the older ones are going to go into an archive, so they're not going to be sitting on your main page, kind of cluttering things up like here. So we have several of these that the date has already been passed back in 2016. You know, those will definitely go into an archive. Okay. So that is the new command center. If you have any questions about the command center, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me at ama@realgreen.com, or place a call online to Automated Marketing Assistant, and or also put in a ticket by calling the 800 number. We're not done yet, though. So that is the command center. So, I didn't show you, but the command center does have the postcards, and there's a lot of artwork that we have that matches lawn and mosquito and pests, and some of the templates that we already have. We have the matching template for the postcards. Great news is we're going to be trying to move the CAW dashboard analysis or stats into the command center, which means that we're going to have all those analytics in there. Right now, we also have the analytics that are showing per campaign, which is really, really nice, because then you can really see how many people opened up that campaign, how many people clicked on a link in that campaign. We're going to try to go a little bit further and see what links were clicked on. But we're also thinking that we should also, that's already in the RSS feed. And if you subscribe to the RSS feed, then you can actually have it show up in your live map in the in the command center. But dashboard is hasn't really really been updated lately. It does show your overall, and then individual products that you're using for AMA. So you'd like your AMA new sale confirmation with prepay, let you know how many went out, how many dollars it generated as a prepay, after service email, how many went out, how many were open, how many services were added from the promotions, and also from the condition codes. So showing you all those stats and all that information that that you need to know to make sure that this product, AMA, has a great return on your investment. And of course, the last but not least is the review, my reviews. This is just been working really, really well. It was kind of a perfect timing that we added this to the AMA emails, and that a lot of people were asking their customers for reviews, because by getting more reviews and getting better marks, better scores, that you're getting moved up the list of email searches or email browser search. So this will go on on your AMA emails. You'll also get a widget to put on your email, also get a widget to put on your website. So if a customer clicks on excellent or good, it will take them to the chosen platforms. So like Google and Yelp, Facebook, Angie's List, City Search, and all the other ones. Then they can go ahead and leave the reviews, because it'll take them directly into that review area of those platforms. If they say bad, that's when they're going to get the we can make it right. So they can go ahead and put in their comment, which usually a bad comment would hurt you on those platforms, but this will actually go back to you. So it also becomes a filter that can be used to filter out the bad reviews that somebody could potentially leave you. So it's a great tool at $25 a month, $300 for 1 year subscription. And I believe they have a free setup right now. So take advantage of that. Give me a call, or Dan Walbaum, or anybody in Real Green Marketing, and they can help you with getting that link, and then they'll get the link to me so I can put it on your AMA. And then they'll do an onboard and give you the widget. So thanks for that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And if you have any questions, we can take those now. I don't see the questions, right?
If anyone has any questions, if you could please type them in the question area of the GoToMeeting dashboard, and we'll be happy to get those answered for you on air.
AMA has a special, if you don't subscribe to AMA yet, we do have a special going on for listening to this webinar. It is $250, which is usually $400, which is $150 savings. But that only lasts till May 31st.
Okay, are there any questions?
And of course, most of the people that know me and know how to get a hold of me, you can always email me. Again, if you guys could start using the AMA at realgreen.com, that'd be great. So that way David and myself will get those, so we can answer those a little bit quicker for you. But you can contact me, but I wouldn't mind answering a question or two here.
Okay, we have a question from Jamie. Will the bios show up on emails if we didn't set them up yet?
No, they will not. So they don't show up unless you set them up. So there needs to be an image or not. The image is not necessary, but the bio is, and the start and end date is the most critical one. So in the bio 1, 2, 3, there is a start and end date. All you have to do is put in January 1st as the start date and December 31st as the end date. It will renew every year for you, so you won't have to go back in there and change it. And whatever bio you have in there, it will show on the before and after service emails, but not until you set them up.
So when will the updated email start going out?
With the, I'm assuming with the new employee panel, it's as soon as you set them up, they're going. Well, you're welcome.
Cheryl would like to know how often the syncs happen. How often do they happen?
All right, so there's two things about the sync. There is the sync, which is the CW sync or the Real Green sync, that happens every 2 hours, usually starts between 7 and 8:30, and then every 2 hours for about 16 hours. Then there's the AMA batch. So that's when things get sent out, okay? So the emails are sent out at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m., all Eastern Standard Time. The letter batch is pulled once a day, 5 days a week, at 7:30 a.m. So we pick up everything that you had done the day before, and then we go ahead and send the letters that need to be sent out appropriately. We have also our before service texts. Those start at 9:30 a.m. and they go till 9:15 a.m. pretty much every 3 hours. hope that answers your question and a little bit more.
Evidently it did. She said yes.
I said nopers.
Are there any more questions? We have Carl live for a couple more minutes. If there are any questions you would like answered right now. If not, you can always contact him after the broadcast. Carl, I think you just did such a wonderful job explaining everything that there are no questions.
You're welcome, Cheryl. All right. Well, you guys have a great afternoon or a great night, and I will be back in the morning and to answer some more and set some more things up.